Let me do your hair. Bam, bam, bam. He or she said, cancel this damn show. They hate it. What? Hold on. Wait a minute.
Make black hair great again.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Now, woo.
We're coming. Get our check.
Cheryl, Morrow, the one, the only, the hair oracle.
Well, I think it was Red Dot, and then we also had a cosmetology school instructor in the chat, Miss Denise West, Michelle Allen, Miss Foster. Dang, I missed your name. It's always nice to see Miss Foster in the chat. Michelle Allen, you know how much we love you too.
What? About a whole lot of peace. Cheryl, you order that in a bag of chips. Let me do your hair. Hey, 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 hey. What's happening? What's happening, good people? Know where y'all at. Y'all probably still out kicking it around the globe, celebrating the solar, no, I keep saying it wrong. Is it lunar or is it solar eclipse?
It's solar.
Oh, I got it right this time. Celebrating the solar eclipse that has pretty much happened in certain parts of the United States and around the world. And so we are on our 103rd episode right here on the dumbest ish that people say about black hair. Y'all know who it is, right? It's me, your homegirl Ladosha, right? AKA Lolo. And then right over here, that's right there, she is to the left of your screen. It's the one and only Cheryl Morrow, AKA the Hair Oracle. And boy, oh boy, do we have a great podcast lined up. I know y'all say it about every podcast. No, but seriously. Really. Given the weather today, we actually we listen. I write this stuff out like a year in advance, so I had no idea that when I wrote out our lineup for 2024, that our 103rd episode about hair, weather-defying hairstyles, would fall on the day that the solar eclipse happens. But you know, I'm special like that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know. Come on, y'all. Hit the like button for y'all girl, Kilo Law. What's up, boss? We got my boss. Boss, we miss you in the chat. My boss sent some pictures. If she gives me permission, I'll show the pictures that she sent me of her all dressed up, looking real nice for the clip. She was looking absolutely beautiful. What's happening? Live, work, clean. We got a cool podcast. I see y'all coming on through. Come right on in, It is officially April the 8th. And it's not tax day. That's going to be next Monday. But get y'all taxes. I know, I owe. So off to work we go. All right. So some of y'all might not have to pay. Some of y'all, it's part of our, whatever you want to call it. But, but this Monday, you still good because it's all about the solar eclipse. And so today on our 103rd episode, we're going ham about how do we get our hair, or can hair, defy the climate, if it's hot outside, if it's humid, if it's raining, rain water. That's something that people, we used to talk about back in the day, if you washed your hair with rain water. So we're going to get into that a little bit. But before we do, Cheryl, what's happening in your neck of the woods? Because y'all couldn't see it, right? But I know y'all was still kicking it. This is always sunny there.
No. We actually had a partial view.
Oh, okay.
Because we're so far west, we kind of had a partial view. Mm-hmm. So it was only covering part of the sun.
It was pretty cool. Now y'all know Kilolo went live because I just So I got a little snippet of what was happening in our neck of the woods. So if you guys you saw the solar eclipse, then drop a picture of the moon in the chat. Let us know what city or what suburb, if you are in Cleveland, what you're representing. And in the meantime, we're going to get started with our theme song from our homegirl, Miss Rachel Evans, and it's all about sister. Could y'all please, just this one time, let me and Cheryl hook y'all up. Y'all come on in. I got me some nice lemonade, okay? So pull up y'all drinks. It's going to be a nice podcast this evening. And get your questions ready, because we're sure you got a lot of questions. Come on in. Come on in, come on in. Get comfortable. Get some potato chips. You know, you got some wine. You can drink that too. You got to be 18 or is it 21? It's been a long time. 21. Put that down if you're 18. Put that down.
Put it down.
Hey. Come on, y'all. Yeah, I want to very happy. I got my comb. Come on, let us do your hair. Woo! Come on. Let us comb them snaps. Come on. And let me do your hair. Hey, ho. Hey, ho. Hey. Let me do your hair. All right, y'all. This is a wonderful podcast. 103 episodes in. Yeah. What's going on? I see you in the chat. I see you. You ain't give me permission to drop some of that cuteness that you sent me in the chat. What's up? If you will let me do that. Hey, ho, come on in, y'all. Let me do your hair. It's a beautiful day.
Oh,
That it is. That's a beautiful day to get your heart did right here. And let me do your hair. Ooh, ooh. Hey. I know some of y'all got y'all little sports cars with the little drop top.
Yeah.
Just roll the windows down. Roll the windows down. And let this song play. Come on, just let it play. That's all you gotta do. Just let it play. Hey, ho, hey. Hey.
Can you hear LL?
And let me do your hair. Come on, y'all quit playing. Let us do your hair. And let me do your hair. Come on in. It's just a wonderful, beautiful day. Beautiful day, beautiful ladies. Come on in. Hey. Not like a sexy saxophone to take us out. That's all it is. Just some beautiful song. Again, if you want to get your own copy now, remember you can download. Just go over. If you're a member of the Amazon Prime, you can download, support your indie artist, the one and only Miss Lovely Rachel Evans. And you can have your own copy of Sister Let Me Do Your Hair. You can play it in your barbershop, your hair salon, maybe your girls meet up, whatever you want to do, or just like me, I just play it on GP. because I just like doing hair, you know what I'm saying? So again, we are on our 103rd episode of the dumbest that people say about black hair. Welcome LinkedIn, welcome Facebook, welcome YouTube, and everybody else in between. We're so glad to have you again. I'm Key Lolo, and that's the Hair Oracle, and we are ready to kick the ballistics about our wonderful topic today. It's about weather-defying hairstyles as a hairstylist. Man, that's got to be one of the biggest requests that I get all the time. Is, what do I do to my hair if it's raining outside? It's raining. What am I going to do when I'm going swimming? What I'm going to do, it's hot. I'm about to go to Florida, and it's so sunny and it's 105 degrees. I'm going to Africa and it's really hot, and people just don't know what to do with their hair when they are up against the elements. And so we've got some wonderful clips here. But before we get into it, we like to do our current events. So my boss is in the chat. So she didn't say I couldn't show it. Oh my God, look who it is. It's the one and only Miss K Cantrell, the lovely hair activist, saying, come on, let's go. I don't know what EP stands for, but you gotta let me know what EP stands for.
Episode.
Oh, wow. Hey, I have blonde in my hair. What's your stupid power? You have superpower and then you have stupid power. All right. Okay. So my boss says, yes, I can show her picture. Thank you so much, boss, because y'all, everybody like, who is Ladosha's boss? Who is Ladosha? So now I get the official opportunity to show you guys my boss. Without further ado, there she is. There is my boss. Let's give her a big round of applause, as she is definitely. She rocking them lunar eclipse glasses. She got the other glasses down. She was a very smart moon sun watcher, and she wore the glasses. And she also, that's my boss. That's right. Go ahead, drop them L's in the chat for Miss Lovina Joseph. That is my boss. And then she also was so kind. Look at this, Cheryl. So kind to actually snap a picture. And she actually is on the west side of Cleveland, Ohio. So it really did get dark. So thank you so much, boss, for sharing those images with us, because I was too busy acting the fool. And I couldn't quite capture it. Let me go ahead and drop that L in the chat right along with you guys. Thank you so very much. And then now here is my rendition. All right. Y'all ready to see what happened when I saw I keep calling it the clips. All right. All right. It's sure like poor Ladosha. Okay. I am Key Lolo. Sure. I'm going to represent that. Here's how I saw it.
Oh my God. People used to live to be 205. There it is, guys. It's really happening. Saturn high. People go way back Saturn weather. People used to live to be 205. I would switch up songs. Ray Ayers. My life in the sunshine. Come on, y'all, sing it with me. Hey, come on. Folks, get down. And it's holy smokes. It's really black out here. I mean, hang on the next song. Black, oh, black, oh, black, so black, I'm black, and I'm black, oh, black, oh, black. And I'm proud to be black, y'all. And that's a fact, y'all. And if you try to take what's mine, I'll take it back, y'all. It's like.
Hey, I tried to poo-poo on this event. You know what I'm saying? Sure. I was like, this ain't gonna be everybody just acting like
It looked like nighttime.
Man, listen, I don't care what y'all say. I ain't even trying to be funny. If y'all missed it, it really now, and Cheryl, she kind of justified it a little bit more by letting me know, like, Ladosha, this is not going to happen probably before your black ass check up out of here. So you better get out there. Because you know me, I was like, I'm about to just go in here and work on the podcast. So I'm like, get out there and go see. And so I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to go live. Man, I'm so, that's, you know what? Can we give the Oracle a big round of applause? Because she's like, go see this happen. You know, I just got to give it up to you because I ain't gonna tell no lie. You know, I was like, I'm not watching that. It's not all that.
What's going on up there is Ashley in charge. Ain't shit
Yeah.
going down here can affect what's going up there, but what's going up there definitely can affect what's going on down here. So
Wow, that's something to think about. I don't think I've ever even really given that much thought because you're always saying, you know, very profound stuff. But I do not take the time. Do you pontificate, or is this just like, I don't know, like, how do you do it, man? Like, to those of us.
I'm an Aquarius. What else can I say?
Oh, okay. I'm not into zodiac.
Right. I'm true to the game with all that crazy.
Okay. When anytime somebody talks about zodiac signs, y'all know what I do, right?
What you talking about, Willis?
I don't know Jack Ruby about zodiac signs.
Funny. And you know what is so funny? How people are like, you know, the zodiac signs. You wouldn't have a birthday if it wasn't for the sun.
Okay. Everybody drop your zodiac sign in the chat. Come on. Let's
You wouldn't
see.
have a birthday.
Okay. How many people, if you know your zodiac sign, I'm going to go ahead and drop mine in the chat. There used to be a song about what's your zodiac sign. Drop your zodiac sign in the chat. Lavina said the animals at the zoo was about to go to sleep. It did. It got really cold. You know what really freaked me out? The birds. It got so freaking quiet. As my mother would say, you could hear a mouse piss on cotton.
Yeah, and the funny part is that here in California, it did stay light, but just one part of the sky was darker.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, it was my brother said that back in the day of yore that those you call those people, those charlatans would like say, if you don't do this for me, then the moon's gonna, and they would pretend like it was magic because they didn't have these programs like to inform us that there's about to be a solar eclipse. So they knew, they did all the charting, and they would say, if you don't give me your millions, your diamonds, and your gold, then I'm going to change the world, change your world black. And they would do all this, and the sun would just I wish I had some of that magic voodoo. I'd be ripping mofos off like it ain't no Hey, give me that Chanel purse. If you don't give me them Louboutin shoes, I'm gonna get you sucker. And it would have been getting dark. I would have had all the Chanel purses just raining all down, throwing up beside my head. Okay, so I like Chanel. You know, drop your zodiac sign in the chat and let's have a little bit fun. As you're doing that, let's talk about some what's happening in the news, right?
Besides
we got some hair news besides that. All right. So here, in case you missed my boss, there she is again. Bam! I bet my boss is cuter than your boss. All right. Because I'll put my boss out there. Look, she got that nice body. Speaking of that, look at that nice Louis Vuitton bag. See what I'm saying? Chanel, Louis Vuitton, same thing. You know what I'm saying? All right. So also in the hair news, check this out. Beyonce is investing in one of the oldest Black-owned beauty schools in Houston. Okay. And this is the Franklin's beauty school. But, you know, Cheryl sent me a picture like she ain't did nothing new. So Cheryl's dad actually knew the owner of this school. So can you give us a little history about the school? Like, do you know anything about it? Why?
I know it's family owned. I met the three generations.
That's three generations. Okay.
Yeah. I think my the last time it was the grandson.
Okay. All
which
right.
was I could have like we were all basically same age, but I'm sure he's a little younger than me. But yeah,
All right, so this is Texas legacy. That 3 generations going down in Texas at the Franklin School of Beauty Culture. And so Beyonce is investing in this is America's oldest Black-owned beauty schools. Her mother, I did see that. You can actually, Google this and actually get a chance to see the clip. So her mom actually graduated from this cosmetology school.
oh
So
really?
yeah. So we're gonna give Beyonce a little bit. What's up, babe? All the beehives in the chat. I know y'all like, all right now. So
Didn't know she went to
Beyonce,
Franklin.
yeah.
Didn't
So
even, I didn't know she.
I
I mean,
saw
it makes
that.
sense. It does make sense.
Yeah. It kind of makes sense. So her mom went there, so they're going to do something wonderful and new, and that is give some money, not just to the school in Texas, the Franklin's Beauty School, but also other beauty schools around America. And I just think that's totally awesome. Though I didn't like her hair care products too much, but who cares? A lot of people liked it, but she's
Absolutely.
doing something absolutely wonderful. So
I love
that
it.
is. Yeah, that's no small feat. Another thing, now remember, guys, I just Googled to see what's happening in hair news. So let me show you this video that came up when you type in hair news. And Cheryl, I wanted you to give us your honest opinions about this. I see it all the time, but I never, but here it goes. Let me show it to you. Here we go.
Door or sitting area.
I'm just trying to, there we go.
Into his scalp.
During the surgery, please don't make sudden moves. We use really sharp surgical tools. We can easily damage your door or sitting area. If you have a stiff neck or just want to catch up with breath, let the team know. We'll give you a small breath.
After making the incisions, hair follicles removed from the back of his head will be used to plant into other areas where his hair is thinning.
A little bit uncomfortable getting the needles, but apart from that, it's been really comfortable, no pain, and good conversation.
All right, so that is happening in Turkey, where people are flying from all over the world to get hair transplants. What do you know? Do you know anything about follicle transplants? Have you heard of that?
Oh, we've been doing that here for about 30 years.
Look at my face, y'all. In the United States, really? Well, ours must be terribly expensive. So enlighten us.
Probably, but if you guys Google right now, hair transplants, they're all over the place.
They're all over the place. So can you share with us a little bit about hair transplants in case people want to know more about what's that all about?
I think that you have, and because you guys know that the hair phase is triphasal, and where there is the less or no fat, I believe the male pattern baldness is that Y chromosome has caused the follicle to be able to, it's imploded or degenerated, or it is no longer creating cell tissue. So they take a live hair follicle that is still generating energy to create cell growth, and they implant it into it's almost like replanting a plant.
It sounds gross burger. And I saw the man was woke. Dude, I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, they actually they do not take the hair out, people. They have to take the whole tree root with the dirt, with the dermis, with the epidermis, with all of the subcutaneous tissue, and replant it.
So do they sew it back down there together or something?
Well, you have to remember the skin that they are transplanting it to a whole new location.
So how they get it to stick down in there? I mean, I'm sorry. I was like, ew. Just put on get me a weave, boo boo. But we have a gentleman here. Actually, we have two guys that are going to travel overseas to get this done, and I should.
Here?
I don't know. Now you got me thinking. I think we need to. I need to. I actually hadn't looked it up because I don't know anything about it. I don't know everything, so I can't pretend. I'm not even about to try to perpetrate. But I don't know, but I will ask them that because I said, hey, so have you guys heard of hair transplants? Drop that in the chat along with your zodiac signs. I'm still waiting for those zodiac signs to come through. And have you heard of hair
that's weird.
Okay, yeah, that's true. That's exactly what happened. All right. Okay. Next up on some good hair news is none other than your homegirl, Key Lolo. There it is. That's right. It's official. I didn't really want to say anything because I wanted to wait and make sure that they were going to select my speech. But last year in the fall, I submitted my application to become a speaker for the Indiana Humanities Advancing Racial Equity Speakers Bureau. And so they selected me. Let me give my little self a big old clap. I see Cheryl. Thank you, Cheryl, for clapping for me. There it is. And that was my dear friend Susan Hall Dotson. She helped me with that, and my boss, she did help me with the application because it was pretty intense because they don't want just anybody speaking for them. So, but I wanted to wait to see if somebody would actually select me to do this presentation, and my presentation is going to be about the plight of Afro hair. So, how does this plight impact employers, American citizens, cosmetology, and barbering schools? So it's going to be pretty cool. And then there's my little, my little info
bio.
there. So, a little cool thing here. So I'm trying to represent for the beauty industry that, we can do more than just hair. So that's some news I thought I might share with you guys. It's going to happen in a couple of weeks, and I'll be over in Indiana. So I'll take lots of pictures and see if I can interview some people, just impromptu, to get some snippets for our podcast here. And I think that's about it. So without further ado, again, we are 103 episodes in, thanks to none other than Miss Kay Cantrell. Thank you, Kay, because I'm like, here I go. What's EP? Like extended play? EPMD. So sure, like, no, idiot. Episode. So thank you, Miss Kay Cantrell, for letting me know what EP means. That goes to show you I'm such a bootleg live streamer. But hey, this is on the job training. You know what I'm saying? So sure, stop laughing like that before I click your ass off the screen. It's not that funny. I'm getting I'm getting a little, okay, so we're 103 episodes in. We're going to go ahead and hop into the topic, which is all about, what's up with hair and hairstyles and hair textures or whatever, trying to, survive the climate. So we took, last year, you did some teaching to us about Afro hair, and the climate and how it responds. And that's something that's very unique and interesting that a lot of people don't understand about Afro hair. Like, why do that? What is it about this Afro hair that when it gets wet, the whole coil, what is that all about? That's something that a lot of people just want to know, because once we understand what makes this texture so unique, then we can kind of maybe peel back with some of these videos about how it responds to the weather and just hair in general, and when it's in different types of climates. So kind of give people understanding of what is so unique about this coiled fabric.
In what, let's bite it off. what winter, spring, summer? What? How are we gonna bite it off? Because that's
Well, yeah. So right. So I made it very broad because I have scenarios
okay.
of what happens to hair. I didn't pick the sun because I think that's kind of like obvious, but I particularly picked like when it's wet and your heat styling. But I still think people are really confused about this textured hair because a lot of us are taught that it's all the same. And why do we keep trying to make a big stink about this unique fabric called Afro hair when everybody's hair is the same? It's just language. We're just calling ours Afro and we're calling theirs straight for those who have it.
Well, let's start with the dumbest shit, right?
All right, it's the dumbest.
So we can be on topic.
Here we go, y'all.
Well,
Classes in session.
Have you guys ever heard, and I'm going to ask you guys a question. Have you guys ever heard that your hair falls out in the winter?
Oh, gosh, yes. As a cosmetologist, I hear that all the time. Or the fall, I BS you not. I pay to go to a class. I pay for this class. And the educator, you can see her. I ain't gonna put her on blast, but if y'all want me to, I will. And she was teaching in the class that she doesn't know why hairstylists give treatments in the fall, because in the fall, your hair comes out. So, and I'm with you, Liv. I have heard that when the seasons change, particularly it's getting colder, that people's hair fall out. And I have not known that to be true, but there are a lot of people who swear by that.
Okay. So are we trying to say that the 3 phases of the hair is following the seasons?
I think people do believe that. And we just had the solar eclipse, and people, talk about the moon in the hair, and maybe you can touch on that a little bit. But I have heard it. I don't think it's true. I'm just going to be honest. I'm like, I don't see it. I mean, hair, I don't know. I just don't see it. But people do say that all the time. They'll come to the hair salon, they'll talk about their hair is shedding, and then they'll say, oh, what's the fall? My hair always comes out in the fall. So here's another one. Monica, she says, yes, she has heard that. So this is very, here they go, Cheryl. They're waking up. Yeah, okay, now.
There is no scientific proof for that, number one. And see, here's the thing. When, as hairstylists and consumers, if they tell you that all your follicles are on different timelines, so all of them not in the resting phase, none of them in the fallout phase, and none of them are in the growing phase at once. So some falling out just between the months of September, October, and November, there would be no metric to find that out.
But there's a lot of videos. I do have one that's saying that there are ways that you can help with that. But you're saying that
help with what?
Hair shedding in the winter.
Well, the point of the matter is that to determine hair shedding, there would have to be, hair shedding is not normal.
You know what? Hold on. Wait a minute, y'all. Here we go. Wait, hold on.
What you talking about, Willis?
Cheryl.
No, my hair doesn't shed. My hair does not. See, when you got to be careful, because when hairstylists say shedding, they're not talking about just everyday hair coming out just to the point where it's a regular cycle. When they say hair shedding, they are meaning and making that germane to some kind of abnormality. Okay. So when we say hair shedding, we do not mean, oh, it's just losing regular hair in terms of the triphasal phase of natural hair replenishing itself. That is not what we mean when we say hair shedding.
I don't think hair shedding is normal. I will say that much.
Okay.
I do.
Right. Hair shedding is quite noticeable ball and falling of hair that is not normal triphasal of hair going through its natural growth phase.
Because here's what I see that happens. Right. I see people come in with unclean hair. Mm-hmm. And when that hair becomes soil and it comes out, mm-hmm. and then you have these hairstylists. Now, we could talk about this a little bit more on Planet Pluto Pseudo, but we got to go there because we have consumers watching us now. And and I'm going to make sure that when we do, I play the video, and it's like trending. But this lady, her hair is very soiled. And they're telling people on the hair model that if your hair, if you don't hold curls and your hair needs protein, and if your hair is coming out and your hair is shedding and your hair, needs protein, I'm thinking to myself, who in the French sandwich, I want to cuss, right? Judges hair, wow, it's dirty. And I think that's where the hair shedding stuff comes in that, because I do hear other cosmetologists talk about shedding, but to me, you're talking about dirty hair.
Well, what I am saying is the lexicon, the linguistics that we're using as professionals, and when we're talking to our clients, mm-hmm. they turn around and say to us, their hair is shedding. They are making a statement of something being abnormal. Mm-hmm. They are not talking about something, because the hair that's in the triphasal phase is not noticeable. Mm-hmm. But mm-hmm. because Black women are fixated and quite insatiable about, and quite nervous and anxious when they see hair on their blouse or on their shoulder, they are already have a propensity to overreact. But by the time someone is noticing that their hair is shedding, they are not talking about something normal. Okay? Mm-hmm. They are talking about, now, the gauge it, how do we determine that if this is something that is actually real between the months of September, October, and November, is for us to determine the process of a 24-hour period, how much does hair come out? If you have it up. And one of the strangest things is that people who wear weaves, people who wear braids, people who are not combing their hair every day, maybe not washing it but once every 2 weeks, or people who are not, have some kind of restriction, or even locks for that matter, hair does not fall off. Okay. And so when you take it down, you have a buildup of the hairs that would have fallen on a daily basis, locked or constricted in whatever hairstyle you have it in. And then you will take that down, and then you will have an accumulated of hair that would have fallen away from the body if you had no restriction, right?
Right.
You can't determine it unless you have some kind of system. I have a system of a 24-hour period, and I need to know that the hair that you slept with and you wake up is at the same amount of hair in your comb throughout the middle and the end of the day. And if it is, we could possibly have a pH issue. Now, but if it's not, it's lighter towards the evenings, there's almost no hairs coming out, that is just normal, a triphasal of hair falling. So my point is that between the hours, and let me just say this, it's quite the opposite. Hair between the months of colder months, let's say September, October, November, and depending on where you live, because that would not include California or maybe Texas or Arizona
or Honolulu.
Right. But usually colder areas slow down the kinetic energy in the atmosphere is slower because the sun is now further away from the that particular part. It's colder, so the energy in the atmosphere slows down, so the temperature drops. But that also makes your blood circulation slow down, so your skin is quite contracted. And so it would make sense that you don't lose your hair between September, October, November. And there's scientific proof that that happens.
Okay. They about to go. Here we go. We got our little hair scientist. All right, this is from Miss K. Cantrell. Yes, hair goes through a cycle, anagen, canagen, telogen phases, and that throughout the thought that hair sheds during climate changes may be due to internal changes. For example, if you're drinking less water in the fall, so your diet and how you're living, that could influence what you might be experiencing. How is that
Um, I mean, there could be indications, but the key here is dietary. But see, it's doesn't happen that quick. You would have to be grossly
grossly?
hydrated
I tell it to people all the time, and
for
I
affect
right, and
your immune system. Which
and I will say, right, and I will say that we do see dehydrated people in the salon. I'm talking about people who openly, we have a woman say, I don't drink water because I'm allergic to it. I'm like, dude, what? So she does not drink water. We can see it. I mean, everything is cracked, it's dry. They even look tired. And they're consuming massive amounts of, sugary drinks. They're drinking a lot. You can kind of smell people sometimes. So we do see that a lot. I don't play doctor. I'm like, let's, go to the doctor and get that checked out. But I do have a video just so you can see what they're talking about. This is what some of consumers are consuming on some of the social media platforms about, hair loss in the winter. So let me just share my screen. And here it is. Let me just pull this up right quick. Here it is right here. Oops.
About 5 hair care tips for hair fall in winter. अस्सलाम वालेकुम, मैं हूं डॉक्टर नवीद अलवी और मैं आज आपको वेलकम करता हूं। अक्सर ये देखा जाता है कि
sorry, not in English. Where'd it go?
Hello everyone and welcome back to the hair loss show. All right, hair generally grows for most people between 3 to 5 years. In women, that time limit can be a little bit longer. And then what happens after that phase, that growth phase of the hair follicle, that hair follicle will be ejected. It will shed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, got it. Sorry about that. Go ahead, Cheryl. So that's where they're going. That one video, I'm sorry, was in another language, but it has some little captions at the bottom. But they were just giving some tips on like putting more oil in your hair in the winter, washing it less, things of that nature, because there is a belief again, and in India, they do use that language, hair fall. Then we, like in America, we say hair shedding. When we speak to people from other parts of the world, they'll call it hair fall.
Yeah, but when you say the hair, you're not talking about all your hair.
Mm-hmm.
They don't go through the same phase simultaneously. So when you say you have to be real careful because consumers think that your hair is gonna go through this whole shed like you're a freaking snake. You know what I mean? And it doesn't work like that. But one of the things that I want to make sure that we're clear, when, let's just say dehydration. It is your immune system in your body works like a cascade. It doesn't direct, your water in your system doesn't directly affect a hair follicle.
So if I drink this water and when I swallow, it doesn't go up to my hair or permeate throughout my veins and blood and carry something to my,
Right. When your body
hair
has
bulb, my papilla, and nourish my hair.
right, it's a cascade effect. So dehydration would be to ache into your tissues, okay, and then your immune system would create some homeostasis at that point. But if it's off, it will be discerning. It will be discriminative. And so whatever system needs to be shut down to make sure that another system is reallocated resources because you're dehydrated, that cascade will most likely cause dark circles, dry lips, dry scalp. It's not the fact that you didn't drink enough water. Okay.
You got it.
It's a cascade.
So hair, again, this is what we're talking about. Hair being able to, how does our hair respond? What can we do to our hair when we're in the elements? And so we're giving you just some internal mechanisms of what's happening with the hair, particularly Afro hair, because that's what we focus on here. And so we're just giving you guys, we're going into a little bit into depth about what's happening to, with the hair internally, so you guys are not falling for a lot of this cockamamie stuff about your hair shedding and all this as it relates to Afro hair, because Afro, go ahead.
I just had a thought. It's so fascinating how men and women are so different. Men grow their hair in the winter. They keep their skin or their body, or they'll grow a beard, or they'll grow something. We actually wear fur and heavier wools and hairs and fibers in the winter. But for some reason, Black women have this thought that their hair evacuates in the winter.
Right. Now, and that's what we're saying, because this is about Afro hair. Is that something, as we, move into, we're going to have some videos for you guys, as we move out of the inside to the outside, what is it about Afro hair that people believe that? Because this is a phenomenon that's very closely related. I don't see this from other ethnicities, not that I've been around a whole lot, but I've had my share of exposure to people from other racial and ethnic backgrounds. I don't hear that like we hear it with women of color. So is there something unique that about Afro hair that justifies what they're saying about the hair shedding more as it gets colder outside?
I know you guys want a justification. It's called ignorance.
Hey, Jack! Let me give some shout outs. What's up, Miss K. Cantrell? Live, work, clean. Our virtual co-host, Miss Sandra E, is in the chat saying, make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button. LB, I was on my way. I was going to come on across Lee Road and knock on your door and see what's happening. Kim T is always glad to see you in the chat. My BFF coming live and direct from the ATL. And then we got my boss, Lavina, is in the chat. So welcome everybody, because Cheryl says that's a cockamamie.
You hold on to your eyebrows. You hold on to every other hair on your body.
Well, why you got to go there? See,
no. Seriously, and one of the things that we really got to stop, because it's ridiculous. And let me just say this: not to say that there could not be a pre-existing condition. However, at the end of the day, the body does not respond in making hair fall out when the body wants to slow down, right?
Right.
One of the things that, do you guys know why trees, leaves fall?
Why do leaves fall in the fall? Why do leaves fall in the fall? Is it because less sun? The photosynthesis, with the sun or something? Anybody in the chat want to take a stab at it as what's his name? As Cheryl West, aka the Hair Oracle? likened to Cornell West.
Oh shit.
That's what we call. Here come Cornell West. Anybody want to take a stab in the chat? Why do the trees lose their leaves in the fall? To hibernate, to kind of slow down for a little bit and wait until the seasons change. All right, that's a good one. Okay. I said because of the sun. So I said less sun means less growth. So that's what I'm going to put in the chat. Less leaves, rather. I shouldn't say growth, but less leaves. Okay. So that's my explanation.
Okay. Just to hurry along the conversation, it is no longer using photosynthesis, usually using a hormone or a plant hormone like auxin, and it's just shutting down the resources. Hibernation is a good way of saying it.
All right, hold on. Let's give it up. Let's give it up. I see you in the chat. Live, work, clean. You was in there. All right. All right. That was a good answer.
Okay.
You're in the ballpark. Go ahead.
Okay. But you are an evergreen. Trees that don't turn orange then go down the spectrum of brown and then eventually get hard, and then your body does not take you through that. You don't hibernate as a human being. You are an evergreen.
What that mean? Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know how we are evergreen. Hold on.
What you talking about, Willie?
I'm sorry, Sandra. Sandra out in the chat. She like is going through the phases and stuff, you know. What you talking about? We are evergreen. I'm a little.
Don't cook it up. Look it up.
Okay, so how do I look that up? Hold on, y'all. We're gonna get in. So what am I gonna look up? Go ahead, tell me.
What is an evergreen tree?
What is an evergreen tree? Because y'all know I'm like, are we evergreens? All right. Okay, what defines an evergreen tree? All right, guys, I have pulled it up. So here we go right here. Share my screen. Here it is. Here we go, guys. An evergreen tree is a plant that doesn't I can't stand no more. An evergreen tree or plant that doesn't shed its leaves in the winter, but stays green all year, like a Christmas tree. I'm gonna tell you right now, this motherfucker plucker named Cheryl Morrow is the shiznit. Okay, how's that? YouTube couldn't break up those curse words. I'll say it again in case you guys can't read. An evergreen is a tree or plant that doesn't shed its leaves in the winter but stays green all year. For example, a Christmas tree is a evergreen. And so on that note, Cheryl, I have to. I don't know, not only can I not clap hands, but as I clap the hands, I want everybody at home to do this with me. And let's give her a standing ovation. Yes, yes. Y'all stand up for that one. Yeah, there we go. So we are evergreens. We need to stop the nonsense, stop playing this game about or misinformation, I'm sorry, that we shed in the winter. Okay. Oh wow, that's pretty deep. Deep.
No, I'm not saying that it don't get dry. I'm not saying that. But the shedding and the seasonal.
Well, she said it sheds its needles.
You mean a pine tree? A pine tree.
Oh, sorry. Oops. Okay. So a pine. Go ahead.
But I want you to understand that that's a very good little comment. But trees that have sap you can only cut a tree with sap in the wintertime because the sap is slowed and it's stopped. That's why the sap in most trees are. But let me just say this: what a pine tree is
Not an evergreen.
I believe it is, but it has fruit. It has acorns. It has so it flowers, which is a whole nother subject.
Yeah, now we're going to go into this a little bit more on Thursday, guys. So stick around because you guys are just as, y'all know me, I'm just as dumb as this blonde in my hair. Don't be trying to cancel my culture. I'm talking about
sap
me.
trees.
The dumb
Sap
blonde.
trees are different. Yeah, sap trees is there's some.
They're a unique kind of a pine.
Oh
But
yeah, absolutely.
that's a good one. That's a good one. That's our virtual co-host, Miss Sandra, is in the chat, making it down like she says, like a maple. Oh, you guys are pretty smart. Yeah, like a maple syrup tree only flows.
Isn't that the symbol of Canada?
Oh yeah, it sure is. Okay, all right now, give it up, give it up, give it up. All right, okay, all right.
I love botany, by the way.
Okay, we can tell you love everything, you little smart whippersnapper. So now that we got the inside going, let's talk about the outside, because remember this topic is specific to Afro hair. We just want to know why our hair can or cannot do things. So here is a video about the anti-absorbent Afro that people swear that Afros do not absorb or it's not absorbing the water, so it's going to stay like an Afro. So you're going to love this video. Here we go. Weatherproof hair. Afro hair is one of those unique textures that people feel can defy anything, including water. What do you think? So we always talking about the hair absorbs water, and so he was wetting his hair, but the Afro was staying. So why was that Afro staying like that, whereas another texture, it would have just been soppy wet? Was his hair not absorbing water, or should I play it again?
Absorbing is not, oh God.
Because this is what they're saying. I didn't play the, but anywho. Did you guys see that? Let me play it again, Cheryl.
Just go ahead and play it.
Here we go. Weatherproof hair. Afro hair is one of those unique textures that people feel can defy anything, including water. What do you think? So there is a trend right here on YouTube where all these foreigners, you got to go see it for yourself. They're using this video and a host of other ones, and they really think that Afro hair is just going to stay Afro, in water. So that's why, so anywho, go ahead, hit it.
What do you mean now? It's just.
They said that the Afro did not, revert. His hair stayed into an Afro. What was that all about? Explain that phenomenon.
All right. Well, first is surface tension. Okay. Second, just because hair weighs down. Now you have to remember, straight textures are already going downward. They're already going downward. So any weight of water is going to make it go more down or slicker or straighter. Let me ask you guys a question. Have you guys ever seen in the ocean somebody to open up a bottle of champagne and the bubbles went up?
Yeah. So
you could literally drink a bottle of champagne and the water won't go in the bottle. That is because the pressure and the gravity is going this way for Afro texture. It's the same thing when you guys wake up and you guys say, ooh, the dew is on the grass. Right? The dew didn't go anywhere. And it's not going to go anywhere. because the surface tension on a blade of grass does not, the water droplets get caught on the surface tension, the little droplets. And you saw that the water didn't bounce off, the water rolled off. That is surface tension. Okay. So when you guys say that Afro textures tend to be drier, or the white folks world, or the Indian chemists and all these other Asian chemists that don't understand Afro textures or Afro texture science, they don't understand that sebum does not travel against gravity. Afro textures grow against gravity. Now, that is a phenomenon in genetics, which we can have another conversation about that. But water is not going to travel down like that because of the surface tension. Because Afro textures also tend to have more width because they're flatter. When you have a sphere, you have less width or less radius. Okay. And you have to really understand this in terms of me drawing it out or a PowerPoint so you guys can understand. But something flat like a blade of grass or anything that's going to curl or wants to move and twist, it has a flatness to it. That surface tension will hold those droplets, and it'll either roll off or they'll just stay right on top of that droplet. Is not going to fall down there because gravity does not allow water to do that. The more straighter, the more less gravity. And then you have hair that goes straight down. All that, that stuff that you guys, black folks always want their hair to go in the opposite direction of what God made it to go in the direction. But that's a whole nother story.
So it's the surface tension is why his hair remained into the Afro while he was dousing it with all that water.
Right, but why you guys keep saying it remained in the Afro when you already know water trigger makes it curl, which is relaxing? Why you guys keep saying that?
Cause us is I don't know. Why do we keep saying that? Because we've been talking opposite.
Yeah, because you guys on one conversation you say the water makes the hair shrink, but then you guys say it rolled off and it made it stay in the water. Like you guys are having contradictive. You're saying different things. And see, and this is what I hate to say it, but this is what happens when you are educated by Europeans.
This is true. It's true, y'all. Just like Sandra said, yes, that is true. During a light rain, she never used the umbrella when she had an Afro because the Afro would just do what Afros do. It would just stay. So that is.
Why would Asia, Europeans, and Indians expect water to lay down hair that it doesn't do? Water doesn't make hair straight. It only makes it lay down for as long as you putting pressure
on it. Yeah. Well, okay.
And if it makes, and then you guys say it shrinks. Well, then you can't have it both ways. Does it lay the shit down, or does it shit shrink? Which one does it?
Which one does it do? So I don't know which one y'all want to pick, but Cheryl's going to show you guys how to help change the narrative about Afro hair when it comes to this whole thing called weather by doing this right here. So show them what they got to do right quick, right now. Do this, and Sandra's going to love y'all. Show them, Cheryl. Here we go. Just this easy, and y'all can help change the narrative. Here we go. Hit it, Cheryl. All right, and by the way, she said This is what happens, right, when you're educated by Europeans. Now, remember, on February the 14th, I had the wonderful opportunity to go down to the Ohio State Capitol with State Representative Elliot Forehand, and we proposed a bill. This is House Bill 413, and this bill is about the science of Afro hair so that we can stop with some of this nonsense. So this is our bill for textured hair science. And so we are trying to do our part to undo some of the misinformation that's taking place about textured hair, such as shrinkage and all this kind of stuff and absorbing, because we are full of misinformation. And as licensed professionals, sometimes this stuff gets spewed back out to customers. And then we have a podcast trying to help, unravel some of this, when really what we need is an actual class to give us more education, because I learned earlier today that you need to get a wrinkle in your brain. Okay, that's a whole other podcast. But if you want to know about a wrinkle in your brain, just check out our 9th episode of So You Think You Can Do Hair, right here on the Afro Hair Science platform. So let's go into another example. So now we talked about this whole Afro hair getting wet and why the Afro hair stays in the Afro state that it is when it's getting water. We are not aliens. I repeat, we are not aliens, okay? Stop saying that, guys. So if we talk about hair when it's in an Afro, well, what happens when we straighten it out and we put these anti-humectants or resistance, and people swear that this stuff works. So here's a video I want you guys to see. I highly doubt it, but here's a video that says it does.
It's your good sis Curly Chris, and I cannot believe I'm about to do today's video, but y'all, sleek, and look at the shine on it. The water, does it, I can't believe I'm about to do this. Does it repel water? I'm so scared, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie. Let's go. Did y'all just see that? Wait. Did y'all just see that? It rolled off of my hair.
Did y'all see the same thing that I saw? Okay. So we straighten out our hair, and there is a plethora of hair care products on the market that swears up and down that if you spray your hair with this stuff, or you use this cream or some type of serum or magic sauce or whatever, that when you put water on it, the hair will not revert back. Now, before you give your take on it, there are some products that a little bit of moisture, it'll hold, okay? It'll, just a little bit. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't know. So the number one request for people with straight hair is that when that hair is straight, they want to exercise, they want to make a mad dash to the car, with their hair silk pressed out, and they just don't understand why can't their hair stay straight, and them curls will not last, and they use these special products. So take it away.
Okay. So you want, am I correct? You want, now you don't need no hair repellent when it's in the curly phase, right? You just showed me, you just showed me a video where a boy had a shower and it was running off. So you tell me why you would need it when your hair is straight.
Okay. This is the number one request that comes from the hair salon. That's what y'all asked for. That's what this
You,
is.
right. You just saw the water running off your head, off the little boy's head in the Afro. And the Asian doctors, the white folks told you, everybody was amazed by the water running off the boy's head. Okay. Now, why do you all of a sudden need a product to roll off your, like why do you all of a sudden, well, what's going on with the psychosis there?
Well, so nobody's answering the chat, and don't be scared, y'all. This is for the consumers, because we're trying to get you guys to not fall for the okie doke, okay? Because there's so much information out. There's a plethora of them. You know,
why do you need it when you straighten your hair? White girls don't need it. Everybody else don't need it, but black girls need it. Latino girls don't need it. Asian girls, Indians, white girls, Europeans, Scandinavians, nobody need it, but you. Why do you need it?
Okay. All right. And she said, "Help us, Cheryl." So I'm gonna take a stab. This is some of the stuff that I hear in the hair salons. So the chat is a little quiet, but that's okay. Now remember, the chat is very full, and you can ask your questions after the live, okay, if you have some questions about this. But they're putting stuff on top because they want something like an oil that's going to help, you know, the water bounce off. Now, the name of this product is called Wow. And people bring it in like, can you use some? No, I'm not using that. I do. I just know I'm not using it. But that's the name of the product. It's called Wow. And so they're putting this something on top. I don't know what's in that product. But the reason why people with Afro hair are doing it because they want to use something that's going to repel the water. And that's what I'm thinking. Okay. So also because it will go to its natural state if they don't put something on it. That's what she's saying.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much, Miss Michelle.
Okay, so she said it was nice and shiny. So we have all the cuticles going one way, right? Right?
Right.
So now this is a phenomenon that I find with natural hair care people. So I think they're loosening up to the idea that nothing natural will do that, right? So all of a sudden, they're not very pro-natural, right?
All of a sudden.
They want the blow dry. They want now they want to use synthetics.
They want to use some heat too.
That's right.
We're going back to some heat now. I don't know about this.
Yeah. Blow drying is okay now. So put it this way. We all shellac our decks for the winter, or we call winterizing our
porches.
Yeah, our
right,
deck.
Right. Okay.
The problem is that your naturalness that you guys all of a sudden don't care about anymore, right? You are creating a barrier, which means you are deliberately suffocating the cuticle. You are not allowing the cuticle to communicate with the environment. So you rather do that rather than have your hair be exposed naturally to the environment and have the water hydrogen and the nitrogen in the water communicate to the cuticles and allow it to return back to its genetic memory, aka what you guys call shrinking. Because what you do is that you're valuing the cosmetic look of straight hair over your natural texture.
I ain't wearing no afro. You got me messed up out here, Sister Cheryl. I ain't gonna be.
Well, then you probably are not one of those staunch natural hair care, cultural natural hair care people, because there's no way that you can put a barrier between your cuticle. You can put as much oil. Oil may delay it from the cuticle naturally communicating with the humidity in the environment. But at the end of the day, I don't find anything wrong with it. It's just the fact that just make sure that you understand it's the same thing as if I was talking and somebody were to put their hand over my what? Nose, right, mouth, and suffocate to where there's a barrier between the air, the humidity in the air, and the what? Silicone, the synthetic oil or an oil. That is exactly what that does. Now, making a droplet roll off.
It didn't even roll off. Y'all saw that.
Yeah, it did. I don't know about all that, but all I know is that is what. And the also other issue is that once you guys make sure that you properly use finishing products and don't go in there with that flat iron with that stuff, because you're gonna then turn it into a vapor, or you're gonna have smoke and smelling and
right. You just got, and
but
also
you guys know what is happening to your, and it's the same thing that you're doing with your clothes. It's called starch.
Hold on. Wait a minute, Sandra. She dropped the bomb on us, baby. You dropped the bomb on us. Yeah, it's like using starch. But what I tell people when they come in with all that stuff, I'm gonna tell you right now, because they say, well, I want my hair straightened and I'm going to be exercising, or I'm hot flashing, or I'm going through the changes, and they'll come in.
Braid it up until you get finished with the change.
Say it again. Could you please repeat that one more time?
Braid it up and do something else, and stop taking me through a bunch of changes, coming back in talking about you want to make something last because you sweating like a hog.
Come on now. Come on. Hold on. I got to do that. It ain't happening. Y'all gotta stop falling for the okie doke. Products can, if you're just like a little light sweating, or you're gonna be sitting pretty like under some what are these called, ring lights, you're gonna be okay if you use an anti-whatever, defrizzing or whatever they call these stuff. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Suffocator, cuticle suffocator.
I like that.
Cuticle barriers. That's all they are.
If you're gonna use a cuticle suffocator on your hair, and you sweat, and you're going to exercise, or you're going to make love, it's not happening, y'all. It's not going to happen. So please stop following. Don't buy this stuff. Don't bring it. Don't take it to your hairstylist. Don't go to your barber. Talk about some, put it in there, and then you come back and you're talking about your hair ain't acting right. You lost your curl pattern. You got, here we go, Cheryl, heat damage, all this stuff. We want you guys to not fall for that. All right. Okay. Now, this is our last one before we wrap this up. Now, we always hear about salt water. Rainwater is good for your hair. People used to collect rainwater back in the day. And something about salt and water for hair. People just love salt water for hair. So here's a video where someone is calling this salt water curls. Look at Cheryl, you making this. No, I am not making this up. It's called salt water curls. Here we go, guys.
Try the saltwater curl hack. That's good. Just shake it up. Who's first? Him. We'll be back.
Okay. So rainwater, salt water. This is the last one, Cheryl. I ain't gonna keep y'all here all night. This is our 103rd episode. We're gonna be here on Thursday. We're gonna go a little bit deeper into that conversation about hair loss and hair growth and hormones. So if you are a licensed professional, please get ready to join the chat with us on Thursday at 10 o'clock p.m. EST and 7 p.m. PST. But Cheryl, take it away with salt water for hair, and then of course a little bit about collecting rainwater for your hair to shampoo your hair. I know the chat is like, Yeah. So, and that was a lot of salt. Um,
Are you guys saying salt water or
yes.
salt water?
Salt water curl. She's taking, that was, what's that? Morton's. Uh, uh, what's that salt called? Rock crystals, rock salt. Well, not rock salt, but
Yeah.
coarse. Sorry, guys, coarse salt. And she used practically the whole thing, and then she put it on it's called salt water curls.
Right. And the reason why she did that is because she's using tap water, which is chlorine and fluoride. Okay. So the key here is that she was softening the water. She just used salt. There's no such thing as salt water unless you're in the ocean. So what she was doing was she was neutralizing the ions, the acid ions, the cations, and the ions in the water of the chlorine, trying to neutralize it. Salt, you're going to soften so the water won't be so harsh on the fibers. Okay. But it doesn't necessarily have any conditioning properties anymore, because you have to remember now her children are biracial.
Yeah, that was a white mama.
So it's not a bad idea. However, you're still starting with water, and that's the problem. So she thinks that if you soften it a little bit and kind of get the ions and everything kind of neutral and soft, which is a good idea, and it is also healthier for your scalp, but it's not cosmetically going to do the curls any other way. That shit's gonna evaporate probably even sooner, and eventually their hair gonna look like. And you can't just go buy a water filter. Maybe she can't afford one, but you can use that method. I'm not saying that method is out of the way, but she's softening the water.
So would this happen? So live work cleans. It's like LOL. Does that equal it would dry the scalp out if you put this salt water concoction on the hair? Would it?
No. Here's the thing: the water's going to dry your skin out anyway. I am in my way of technique in teaching cosmetologists how not to do that. Don't try to go in there, because a surface or a fiber, anything that is dry first, cannot decipher anything wet and to identify it as water. I don't know why we start with water, but it is a habit, right? And so the surface doesn't know. All it knows is that it's dry, and any moisture it wants to draw and permeate into its crevices. That's all it does. It doesn't know, oh, it's wet. Oh, but I don't want that. I want water. Surfaces don't know which one or which wetness is H2O versus a polymer or versus a silicone. It just knows that it is wetter than the surface that it was dry in the first place, right?
Okay. All right.
But I will say that doing it that way is not a bad thing, because let's just say if you had a black shirt and you wanted to clean it, you wouldn't want your fluoride and the chlorine screwing with your shirt and the color of your shirt, or a bright pink or a bright yellow. So you would go and soften up the water the best way you can, regardless if it's pink salt, Himalayan salt, or gray salt, or whatever the case may be. But here's the thing. That is one of the reasons why you have fabric softeners and other things to do that. My goal is just go ahead and put the product on the hair and make sure that you can, and then just lightly rinse it up. Don't go in there with water first when you already water molecule is so small. It's not good.
All right, so come closer to the mic when you answer the next one, because you're kind of fading out. Okay, so what she's saying, y'all, the mic is a little fading out. She's saying, yeah, you was just kind of farther back. So she was saying, if you're going to do this, it's not the worst thing, but you got to understand, because you're starting with water, it's pretty much going to be counterproductive. You won't go bald. And she says it's not going to do anything to the scalp, but you're not going to reap the benefits because the water molecules are so small. It's just, you probably should use hair care products because, again, we keep telling you guys over and over again, the hair care products are cosmetically formulated so that you can play around with your hair and have your curls and your silk presence and your sleekness and all this other stuff that water is not going to be able to make happen, because water is not a styling agent. Am I correct?
Absolutely. It should not be a styling aid.
Yeah. So you can't you cannot style your hair with water, even if you put salt in it. It's just get some hair care products, guys. Okay. All right. So now, as we wrap this up, what about salt water? I have a customer who likes to collect salt water, and I've asked her 1,000 times.
You mean
rainwater? I'm sorry, rainwater. But you know who you are, and I know you're watching, because she says, I want to see what the Hair Oracle got to say. So Hair Oracle, this one's for you, customer, because I know you're watching. I know you are watching. So she wants to know, can she continue to collect rainwater and wash her hair? I've asked her over and over again to please stop doing this. Here's my response: because the environment, especially in Cleveland, is you're not in the Himalayas and in the forest. I mean, our environment is not good to collect the rainwater and put it in those jugs and wash your hair and rinse your hair. So that's what I've been telling her. So now she wants to hear from the Hair Oracle, because she keeps doing it. So Cheryl, everybody listen up. Rainwater, collecting it and washing your hair and rinsing your hair with it.
Okay. Well, let me answer it like this. Fair enough. I do see your point, Ladosha, about we do have issues in cities with acid rain. We do.
Because we have some steel plants here.
Absolutely. A given. However, rainwater is still safer than tap water.
She said, I ain't listening to you. I'm listening to the Hair Oracle. Then let her do your hair. I'm kidding, guys. Oh my God, it's the agony of defeat. The dumbest shit that people say about black hair is that you can wash your hair with rainwater. And there you have it from the Hair Oracle. She says, you can do it. You can collect it and you can wash your hair.
Well, isn't there some parts of Cleveland you guys still have water towers?
Yeah, and Solon has one. There's some suburbs.
That doesn't rainwater go through your reservoir?
Yeah. But it's good.
And it goes through what? The
filter. Yeah, right.
Right. So why wouldn't it be better before it goes through all of that?
But when you be purified, stop. You know what? Live, work, clean. I'm about to kick you out the chat. That's right. I'm kicking y'all out the chat. If you laugh with Cheryl when she texts me, I'm like the person who don't like it. Because it's not. It's like, to me, it's like, I think of the pollution that's in the air as opposed to the water that's going through our water plants. It's like it's cleaning it. But if she just collects this stuff on her porch and she puts them in these jugs and she's washing her hair with it, and I don't know. But she says that's the way she was brought up, and she's not going to stop. So
you're saying that the air you breathe is more toxic.
Pseudo, give us pseudo is charged. She's still laughing at me. The chat quiet and the guy instant grew. Everybody like, Dosha, you're sinking. Quit while you're ahead.
And we're just trying to backtrack it. So your air is that toxic?
It's
No.
not.
No.
I know, but I don't know. Okay, I'm pseudo. I was just getting a visual on that smog, on that west side with that, those, if you live in Cleveland, you're going on the west side, and that's where, I don't know. I just, it stinks over there. It smells like eggs,
All right. And let me just say this. And don't you guys have wells? You guys have wells. You guys still have people in the state of Ohio that still have well. Well water is, I would say, better water than tap water. I would drink it before tap water.
Listen, we are like this. Well, it's time to Sandra. Now everybody gonna laugh at me. Is that how I feel like Carrie? Did y'all ever see the movie Carrie? And remember when Carrie was gonna go to the dance? Okay, everybody in the chat saw Carrie. So remember, she was going to the dance, right? And her mother was like, "Don't go. Why? Because they're all gonna laugh at you. They're all gonna laugh at you. So they're all gonna laugh at me. But that's my take. So as we wrap this up, at the end of the day, so to my customer who says, I don't care what you say, Key Lolo, I'm going to continue to wash my hair and collect my rainwater and wash my hair. And by the way, her hair is actually, but it always has like this dry, it's just so crunchy. And, so I thought that this rainwater, but clearly this must be a styling issue. But she says she's done it all her life and she was not going to stop. The only way she would stop using the rainwater is if the hair oracle tells her to stop using it. So there you have it. I have to surrender.
I don't know who it is, but makes sense to me. We have well water here in water towers. It's probably cleaner than, I probably trust the clouds probably more than
the municipal water system. All right. Okay, so there you have it. I left my notes at home for what our topic is going to be next month, but I will drop it in the chat. Next week on Monday. But we will be back here at 6 o'clock on the dumbest ish that people say about black hair, like collecting rainwater and washing your hair with it is washing your hair. It's okay. That's right. The oracle speaketh. So there you have it. My customer is probably going to be texting me before this is over with, like Nan and Nunu. I told you the hair oracle, and I was just down for sure. Like, okay, now don't get upset because she's going to be on my side. So there, you know what they say. Yeah, I was real cocky with it. I ain't gonna tell no lie. Yeah, everybody's like, wow. Yeah. So that's one of those things that it is true. All right. So sure. Any closing thoughts about the elements and Afro hair and what to do, what not to do, and all this cool stuff? Any closing thoughts?
Just remember, it is the cuticle. When you drive past a tree, what part of the bark is weathered? And the moment you slice that thing open, it is wonderful, very soft underbelly. That particular hardness is because of its exposure to the elements, which I can understand. And I know that cosmetically that's not conducive to taking hair that is used to being curly, which has a curly DNA, and making it straight. I know that it is very hard to keep it in a state that is not natural to it. But if you close it off, create a barrier between it, the cuticles will not detect the H2O and the humidity in the air. Just make sure that you are scientifically, you understand what's going on. So when you blow dry your hair, whatever you guys do, looks gorgeous and beautiful. All the cuticles are going in the same direction. That's why you get the shine and the reflection. And you guys want to, do all that. Just make sure that you know what you're doing. The cuticles are not exposed to the elements, which is really not necessarily good if you guys want to stay in the natural. But just know that what you're doing. And so have fun with it. And as long as you are enlightened about what's really going on, then fine. And temporary do it and then return your hair back to the shrinkage.
The shrinkage is real, okay? So there you have it. We hope you have enjoyed this 103rd episode about weather-defying hairstyles. I'm sure you guys are going to walk away like with a big woosah moment. So we're going to be back here on Thursday on Planet Pluto Pseudo. All you cosmetologists, get ready because we're going to take a deeper dive into hair growth and hair loss by way of hormones. We're talking about sweating and all that stuff that you guys want to know more about. So that's it. And you know what we say when we're signing out? A whole lot of peace, a whole lot of love, and for sure a whole lot of hair. But check it out. If you ain't got it, don't want it, can't stand it, you plan on shaving it off, you can go get your hair transplanted if you want to. You don't have to travel across the seas now. Cheryl said you can get that done right here in a good old US of A, okay? All right, and then rub your beautiful bald head. Why? Because bald heads are beautiful too, and so are you. We'll see you on Thursday. Deuces. Cheryl, you ready for the chit chat tonight?
I'm ready.
Bam, bam, bam. He or she said, cancel this damn show. They hate it. What? Hold on. Wait a minute.
Make black hair great again.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Now,
We're coming, get our check.
Cheryl, Morrow, the one, the only, the hair oracle.
That was it with Red Dot, and then we also had a cosmetology school instructor in the chat, Miss Denise West, Michelle Allen, Miss Foster. Dang, I missed your name. It's always nice to see Miss Foster in the chat. Michelle Allen, you know how much we love you too.
What? About a whole lot of peace. Cheryl, you order that in a bag of chips.